This is Polithink on YC Studio 1212. My name is Toski Mba, and to discuss politics with me, I have a gentleman in the studio. He is the National Chairman, Action for Nigeria Movement. He is a PGDM, MBA from ABU Zaria. I have Comrade Abiodun Ekundayo Maxwell. All right, Comrade Maxwell, good to have you in the show.
Pleasure.
How has it been?
It has been great, of course.
All right, let's talk politics now. Let's talk about a Labour Party. Recently, INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission, uploaded the by-election candidate for August 16th election. For August 16th election, excluding Labour parties, excluding Abure's candidate of Labour Party. Now, looking at it critically, don't you think this could repeat itself in the FCT area council election that will be coming sometime in 2026? And what could be the cause?
Thank you very much, Mr. Toski. Yeah, it's quite 2-3 days. I was in your studio last time and to discuss the three candidates of the major political parties.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. I'm quite surprised though. You're talking on Labour Party, and the last time you talked about PDP, yes. You talked about APC. Now you're talking about Labour Party. I'm still trying to balance it in my thoughts.
Yeah. The thing there is that Action for Nigeria is a non-partisan but political organization.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not partisan. So what we do is that we follow up the political trends so that we can get the best candidate and then we can promote for the people to know and then for people to have a better choice. So, in line with that, the event that took place at the INEC, between the INEC and the Labour Party, is a common thing that happens sometimes in the political terrain due to various factors could have played. But when we saw that, it developed our interest at Action for Nigeria to know why. Because by the time I sat with my members and we studied the Electoral Act properly to know if something could have gone wrong, we discovered that there are only 3 criteria in which an election can be considered as invalid. On that ground, such candidate may be excluded. And these criteria, it cuts across one is lack of valid nominations. A candidate who is not qualified, he went ahead and then fit in the candidate. Such a candidate can be disqualified, can be delisted from participating. Then the other condition is non-compliance to the Electoral Act. Like I told you last time at my last interview, the Labour Party primary went smoothly, unlike some other parties that had some glitches. So you see that aspect.
You said smoothly. Would that apply to all of the Labour Party members? Some persons don't feel it.
No. What we do is we work with the major indices, the major view and perspective of the people. Okay. What we see outside is that majority of the people agree it went peaceful. Not just what we saw outside. We had observers at that same primary. The primary was peaceful. The little aggrieved members were over the fact that, in fact, not just the members, but just few cycles of the members, the executives, who were saying that they should have been used for the delegates. But whereas there's no such mandatory provision in the bylaw, Electoral Act, which state the leaders of the party adopt the modalities for emergence of delegates. So it mustn't be that. Now,
talking to the by-election now.
Yes. Now, coming to about the by-election, yes, INEC did that. We don't know the reason because, like I told you, we are going to study the Electoral Act better, and we could not say any such a reason because the party is still registered. It has not been deregistered. The Labour Party chairman, if you check in the portal, is Barrister Julius Abure, who is still there. So we have not been able to see any reason for that. But yesterday, the Labour Party went in protest, a peaceful demonstration at the INEC office in relation to this event. And then this morning, the latest development that we are hearing is that the INEC has agreed to upload the candidate for Anambra by elections. That is one. That will be reflected before the 7 days ultimatum that
But did they tell you why it was not uploaded before now?
They were, no, we've not heard any why.
Okay. Could it be the reason that Labour Party is right now is saddled with various leadership challenge? Okay, we have the Akpata faction, we have the Usman's faction, and of course we have Abure's faction. Now, all of this, don't you think this is one of the things that is confusing INEC? They don't know who to follow. They don't know who the leader of Labour Party is, because from their disposition there is confusion already in their disposition. Don't you think this could be
the
factor?
The INEC is not confused.
No, I'm talking about leadership of Labour. Who do we say?
INEC is not confused about the leadership of the Labour Party. They knows who the Labour Party is, and that's why if you go to their portal, the leader is there. Are you getting it?
But there's a court ruling against Abure.
Now, the court ruling did not set aside the leadership. The court ruling only said the internal leadership of a party is not a court business. You, the court who came in between them, stay aside. It is an internal affair. Whoever the party gives you their leadership, you work with the person. And then it was a little conflict, misunderstanding between the Abure faction and then the Nenadi faction that just popped up from nowhere, because indicates that they had a convention at Inewi, which most of these people in these same Nenadi factions were part of that convention. Just all of a sudden, after 6 months, they came up that certain conditions were not met. After 6 months, even if I've eaten the food I ate last 6 months, I can't even remember the food. So how come you now just come over all of a sudden, because for whatever reasons which we don't know, and then they say they did not agree with the just like.
But it was as a result of a tenure expiration of Abure.
Tenure expiration came in, and that tenure expiration was what orchestrated to that convention at Inewi. And then the Labour Party bylaw said you can either have your leader through 3 major ways: a consensus candidate, an affirmation of the candidate, and also a by-election. I say a by-election, a primary. The primary could be direct or indirect. So they had a primary there, and then they both voted at the convention, and all of a sudden, these people are coming up. These other people are also coming on. Now, talking about the Apata faction is just like unstable electricity. When you put off the light, it comes up, off it. One of my friends used to say that whenever the light comes and go like that, it's like maybe this guy, they have employed a new IT student who is just playing with the switch to know how this thing operates. So that is actually that of the case of Apata. They are not as featured as people are thinking. In fact, out of 10 people, I believe you barely see one person who will tell you that he knows one man called Apata.
But
now, why out of the Nenadi faction, after studying the whole thing, I just see their faction just like a mirage. You know, when you're driving on the road, you see a mirage from afar, especially when it's very, very sunny. You think that there's a fire or smoke on the road, but as you approach, you realize that.
But this all of this crisis in Labour Party at the leadership of Labour Party, the top, right, is bringing out some kind of, is making Labour Party lose its ground. From my personal thoughts. Okay. Are you aware that some of your members, or a large percentage of Labour Party are the strength that ADC has? Could it be don't you think it's as a result of this crisis, this dispute that is unresolved?
Politics is about interest. Politics is about interest. As I speak to you today, even here in Action for Nigeria, we have some members who are in different parties, and we also have some who are in the Labour Party, who went back to the ADC, and today they are back to the Labour Party. And I kept asking them, why are you just dancing up and down? What's the issue? They say there are some people promised them some opportunities there, but by the time they got there, they discovered that there's nothing there, so they have to come back again. I was like, is it that a traditional politics you guys are now doing too? We're like, no, if they are trying to just align with the political trends, I just have to tell them that I just have to be focused. Go after the candidate in line with our vision. Wherever the candidate is, go. Forget the party. You can operate outside of the party. If you want to get party membership, you can also get. But make sure you are in the party because there is a candidate. And the candidate is not there, that means that you are now derailing from our objective.
So which candidate is making you talk about Labour Party this way?
No, today now I've come to talk about the Labour Party because of what I saw there. Now, talking about party candidate in the Labour Party for Buhari Area Council is Dr. Honorable Solomon Danjuma Agarira, popularly known as MC Daria. And we have taken our time to study very, very well. And we have seen his antecedent, his vision for the people when he emerged as the chairman of Buhari Area Council. In fact, he has been doing that based on our record, and we still believe that he will do more because too much is given, much expected. A little opportunity, give you a chance to perform little. When you have a more opportunity, you're able to perform more. Yes.
All right. Okay. Yesterday.
Now, sorry. In addition, as of this morning also, we also made to understand that the form EC9 has been given to, because you asked me earlier that if this factor could, if I think this factor could, might not repeat itself for the 2026 election. Yes, based on that, the form EC9 has been brought by INEC, given to the Labour Party candidates. And then they are filling it for them. And you know, once you are received from EC9, automatically you are good to go. The only condition is that when you now take the form to INEC, INEC have to make their findings. You feel it does not mean they'll not put in your name. They'll make them in their findings. When their findings show them you are okay, you qualify according to the age, according to other provision, according to, in the Federal Republic of Nigeria Constitution, to be qualified to be voted for, or to also vote your franchise. And of course, they are going to upload you. But once I've gotten the form, you are at hedge lane to be uploaded if you have participated in the primary, and your primary is fine.
All right. Thank you. Your final thoughts before we leave.
My final thoughts is to the Independent National Electoral Commission and also to the Labour Party and also to the voters. To the INEC, I want you to know that the Nigerians have their confidence in you. If democracy survives today, they are going to give you the praises. If democracy dies today, you cannot be run away, you cannot be shielded away from the blames, of course, because you are the electoral umpire that serves as the link between the people and who gets the power. So please, your name said independent. We expect neutrality in everything, because from insinuation outside here, we saw them say INEC do the right thing. INEC is killing democracy. INEC do this. So they were just putting the blames on INEC, because like I said, we went to study the Electoral Act very, very deeply, and I discovered these three conditions were something that we saw that they were all met. So let the neutrality, I don't want to believe maybe there's a power play somewhere that is imposing or making of INEC to sabotage the effort of other political party. Yes. So that is my message for INEC. The neutrality should be maintained at every level, irrespective of their parties. Let us go and do the right thing. Now for the people, yes, I will keep telling you, power is in your hands. The power is in your hands. Whomever you give legitimacy to vote you, you have given that person the go-ahead. I said to vote you, whoever you vote for, you're giving that person the legitimacy to go ahead and become your leader. As at that point, you've taken a decision. The outcome of the decision, you cannot decide it. So make sure you get the right candidate, irrespective of the party, and vote for the right candidate. Now to the Labour Party, I want to say anticipated kudos to you. Congratulations, because when we saw the demonstration yesterday at the INEC office, yeah, it was peaceful, and we saw that the people were not really smiling. We know it was a peaceful protest, but they were not really smiling because, yes, it's a normal thing. When you beat a child, you don't expect the child not to cry. Sure. So that was exactly what played here. So, but now that you have gotten this development, please let it be that your candidates are also, or I will advise that you do an internal screening, which I believe that screening has been done before the primary to this same candidate, so that let a particular candidate not taking his form there, and then on our side, this candidate, we made the finding that this information provided was not right. So,
all right, thank you very much, Honorable Abiodun Maxwell, for coming. Comrade Abiodun Maxwell, for coming to the show. It's a pleasure. All right, viewers, this is where we'll call it a wrap on Polithink on YC Studio 1212. My name is Toski Mba. Until I come your way next week with a fresh edition of the program. Until then, goodbye.
All right.